Mo, what needs to be done after that? Leone is in. Isak is in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Isak is in.
I was going to say.
Isak is in. I don't need, told you in private and I've told you. Everything. Isak is in. That's a proper game being played out, but forget that. Isak is in. We still need a winger. That debate, that thing in our head. But this is where I'm going to ask you guys. With this Italian stallion coming in, are we going to do do you remember we kept Lovren for a season because he was best mates with Mo? Does Federico Chiesa get a lifeline and become the godfather to the young Italian stallion? You like that, yeah?
No, what? Chiesa should stay just for the song that we have for him. Just for the song. Like, if we get rid of Chiesa, we're still going to sing that song, right? Like, surely not. But yeah, I agree. Maybe he can be like that, his Italian best friend in the club. Everyone's talking about this summer being the best summer ever in terms of transfers, which I agree, it is the best summer ever. But for me to take it to a 10 out of 10, right now, after we sign Gahey and Leone and Isak, if all three of those are confirmed, I'll rate it like a 9.4 out of 10 or something.
Oh, you're such a taskmaster. I know what you mean.
But the 0.6 is that one extra attacker.
Yes.
But I don't think we're going to get that extra attacker this summer. Highly unlikely. I think we'll go into the season with those 4 out-and-out attackers of the Ekitike, Gakpo, Salah, Isak, and then obviously you got Florian Wirtz as well. But I wouldn't classify him as one of the front three, really, to be fair. Although I think he can play. We've seen him on the weekend. He played in that false 9 kind of position for a little bit. And he can do a shift on the left wing. But for me, to make it a 10 out of 10 window, we have to sign another winger. But I don't think we will. Do I think that's a risk? I don't know.
So then we're going in with young Rio. We're going with Rio. We're going with Rio.
Is there a world where Elliot stays? Because I still haven't seen any links.
He was in talks with Leipzig a few days ago, but I don't know if that's went any further.
I can't see Elliot staying, man. But is Elliot an attacker?
Yeah, exactly. That's another point.
So Bozilla has seemed to have found his new role hybrid much deeper. Is there a case, because I suggested a couple of weeks ago, keep Doak and Rio as
I want to keep Doak.
Auxiliary fifth.
To be honest with you,
I'll keep Ben Doak.
Wait, what games does he play? Like, realistically,
what games does Chiesa play? And yet we want to keep him.
I think Chiesa. Well, if we can unlock the Chiesa from a couple of years ago, who's rated one of the best wingers in the world, if he can get back up to that level, then that's a far more useful and valuable asset in the team than a Ben Doak. Every time I've seen Ben Doak, I haven't really been that inspired. I'll be honest.
But it's harder, I think, to try and get someone to a level they were before a horrible injury from how many years ago than turning Ben Doak, who had a phenomenal campaign for Middlesbrough before injury, into a capable backup player who Chiesa's at an age where he wants to be back in the Italian team. He wants to be competing regularly. He's too good to be not too good to be sat on the bench where he's at a point where he can't be. Ben Doak's only 19 years old. He's going to get in the Scottish team regardless because he's one of the better players they've got. And he's able to rotate for a season or two. Mo's only got 2 years left. So there's always the possibility.
But the Chiesa sign is just so confusing. Why did we get him last season? What was the whole point? We hardly gave him any minutes last season, and it looks like we're going to keep him for this season. Granted, he's got an amazing song.
Oh, I think that's a signing. That's a sporting director signing. That wasn't a slot decision.
100%.
I tell you, people don't look at that enough in that lens. Slot didn't want him.
That was a house split.
I mean, I think we're probably going to struggle selling them as well because he's on very high wages. I think he's on 140k a week, which is ridiculous, to be honest, when you think about it. Is there a world where he can be part of the squad? I doubt it, to be honest, because every time I've seen him play, he doesn't look anywhere near the level. He looks very slow. I don't know what he would really bring to the team. So if I'm thinking about a fifth choice attacker, then it has to be Rio. But then I'm thinking, is it too...
When Salah goes AFCON?
When Salah goes AFCON, in my personal opinion, I think Frimpong will play in that position. Slot has hinted at that a few times now. He's mentioned that
Bradley's injured as well at that time.
Bradley's injured, and then that goes back to our conversation earlier.
Gomez then comes in the right.
Gomez can come in and play at that right back position, and hopefully Bradley will be fit. Like, best case scenario, Bradley will be fit. But then Bradley's a very offensive right back. Defensively, he's not that good, to be honest. Like, he's all right defensively. He's very offensive right back. Can we see a world? Well, I think actually that kind of works with each other. If you've got Frimpong and Bradley on that right-hand side for like 3-4 games in January whilst AFCON's going on, maybe we can cope. And we've never really had a Salah replacement, so this whole logic of having a Salah replacement
We've got to start thinking about it now, lads.
Yeah. Why?
Because that's how you...
He's just come off the best season he's probably ever had. So I don't know, everyone's got this mindset that he's going to dip instantaneously this season. I highly doubt that.
He is.
He's not. Grizz, don't do that.
What's a dip? What are we calling a dip? Like, what? If he has like a 2019-20 season where he gets 19 goals, is that a dip or is that...
No. Salah levels, yeah.
So what do you call a dip then?
Yeah. That's nice. How many did you... Okay, hot take time.
This is hot take.
What was it? Lewis, what was his stats last season?
Is it in terms of goals and assists?
27 and 19 in the Prem, I think.
Yeah, so let me double check for you. I've got them off here. So last season, 24-25, Mo Salah put out in 38 Premier League matches, he got 29 goals and 18 assists.
Right. 29 goals and 18 assists. Yeah? Are you ready for my hot take?
Oh, God.
Hot take. Well, we've all got to do one. I don't know why you lot, and I want to hear yours as well. Don't be wusses now. Right. 25-26 season, Mohamed Salah. I don't know if it'll be the first time, guys. Back and find out for me. I don't think he reaches 20 goals.
But that's happened before, I'm pretty sure.
Has it happened before?
Yeah. 2019-20, he got 19 goals.
There you go.
We're talking just the league, yeah?
But that's fine, because I think you think about the players that we're bringing in. Well, Isak comes in. Hopefully he's going to score 20 plus. Ekitike looks brilliant. Hopefully he can score 20 plus. Vert is going to contribute.
I think Salah's going to become more of an assister.
I was just about to say, my hot take, he's going to get more assists and goals this season.
But his performances are not going to dip.
More assists and goals.
More of a career. That's an interesting take.
But just to be honest, going back to that Crystal Palace game,
honestly, watch.
You haven't thought about that.
Going back to the Community Shield, the Crystal Palace game, that Salah performance was quite worrying. So I can see where you're coming from, Grizz.
Well, Salah's always shit in Wembley, though. Spade. You never played for better.
I know. I'm not even thinking about Wembley and stuff. I'm thinking about the way the team was set up, because this is like the first time I think we've ever seen Salah without like a Szoboszlai on that side, or like Trent as well, obviously. And without Henderson even a few years back on that side, where they do a lot of like, I feel like there wasn't much of a relationship on that right-hand side. A lot of our build-up play, a lot of our football was coming from the left-hand side. And maybe that, because Szoboszlai was playing on the left-hand side of the midfield, maybe that's probably the case. I think that's an area that we might have to work on, to be fair.
Do you know what else adds to it as well? Sorry. And I don't believe it. I think he's still going to have an amazing season. I wouldn't doubt him for a minute. But last season, so obviously he had the season he did, and he went like on that massive stretch. In the last 9 games of the season last term, he only got 1 assist and 2 goals.
Yeah, we always have the Salah dip. But I will say, on this topic, we started, by the way, Grizz, you mentioned about transfers. And look, ultimately, when you look at Liverpool's transfer policy up until this has really been one in, one out. Let's call a spade a spade. Okay, we've spent, I think, upwards of 90 million over in terms of net spend, if you will, right, in and out as we operate. That will obviously reduce down with sales of the likes of Harvey Elliott, of the likes of what Ben Doak probably likely will go out the door, etc. I think Liverpool have more than enough wiggle room to go big on at least 2 attackers. And I think one of them is going to be of the likes of someone like Isak. I think another one, I would be surprised if we didn't go for a Cody Gakpo signing either now or in January. Because Liverpool always, for the modern Liverpool, 5 attackers, particularly lately, this is in the minimum. And at the moment, we've got 4. And I just can't think to myself that we're going to go into the new season or the future is going to be 4 plus a young kid. Slot doesn't ever give me the vibes that he ever wants to put people of the age of Trey and Rio into real life situations. That means playing week in, week out, fighting week in, week out. I think he wants to give them opportunities, but I don't think that fifth spot's going to be for any of them. I think that fifth spot is open to like a Cody Gakpo, Luis Diaz type signing. And if we don't put it off now, I think we put it off in January for sure.
If Engamoa was going to get, if he couldn't get minutes in the Community Shield, which is regarded, I don't know why I did that on Community Shield, but the Community Shield, which is viewed as a friendly, and he couldn't get minutes in that, realistically, is he going to get minutes against an Everton, a United, an Arsenal, a City, a Chelsea? Like, you know, is he going to be trusted in those big clutch moments when Gakpo is not at it?
But then that second signing that we do eventually make, hopefully if it's this summer or in January, we need to be very careful with who it is and it doesn't block the pathway of Rio. So if we're going to go out and say, top of my head, I think we've been linked with that Malik Fofana a couple of times.
It's the only one I can think of.
Yeah, he's left wing, he can play right wing as well. But say if you get him, he's only 20 years old. Does that block the pathway for Rio? So I think we need to be quite cautious on exactly who we get. But I agree. I think we definitely need we don't go into the season with 4. We need 5.
There's a new bomber, but it didn't come off and it wasn't released into the media spheres. But Luis Diaz's replacement, one of the names we spoke to, whose agent we spoke to was Morgan Rogers of Aston Villa. Would we have liked that? Would you been like?
Isn't he more central though than on left?
Yeah,
I think like I like Morgan Rogers. I think he's a baller. I really do. I think he's a really, really top player. Is that what we need right now?
Well, obviously we didn't go for him in the end, so we just spoke to his agent. But obviously they've ended up selling Jacob Ramsey instead.
Yeah.
But then going back, like going down that left side or the right side or attacker, apart from Fofana and Isak, who else have we actually been linked with? So I think. We haven't been linked with.
We've been linked with a few players. Rodrigo, obviously, we've been linked with. Gordon in the past. So we know with our eyes and ears open for that. But it is a tricky one because, like Mo says, Scouts Mo says, we don't want to block the path of Rio, who is the future. But again, what Keith says, it's not about the future now. We're winning now.
Yeah,
looking to win games of football now.